We enter one day into the endless motto that is the season of Major League Baseball, and teams play 10 times more than NFL clubs. In many ways, the outcome of the game makes little sense. It stands for a drop in a bucket. For example, what separates an opening day competition from other games in mid-July? But in another very real way, it means everything. 15 teams are on pace to go 162-0, while the other half are on pace to go without a win. Will it turn out this way? Let's let the alien voice win today. One day a year, small specimens reign supreme. Here's an overreaction for each team. Icon Sportswire Arizona Diamondbacks Zach Gallen drew a historic no-scoring streak behind 2022 and went on 6 straight trips with at least 6 strokes without allowing a run. But he started his 2023 campaign by giving up 5 runs, which was more than he allowed in August. Could someone at Diamondbacks sneak into Gallen's house and flip the calendars for the second half? Encourage this guy to think it's after the All-Star break. Atlanta Braves 2 catchers are fine, but is there a way to make sure they're both DHing? The Braves went with Sean Murphy, key off-season buy behind the bowl, to open campaign. The former Gold Glove winner went 0-5. On the other side, fellow catcher Travis d'Arnaud played hero, acting as the designated hitter, going 4-5 with a pair of RBIs and scoring twice. Baltimore Orioles opened space in Cooperstown for Adley Rutschman. The sophomore slugger isn't first to get 5 hits on opening day since at least 1900, also second player to reach base on each plate view, while a team has eaten at least 6 times in first game of year. Rutschman joined Bobby Byrne, who achieved success in 1911. Boston Red Sox renamed the team to the Boston Red Walks. If there was one team that seemed to fully match new rules, creating a faster pace of play and more action in the bases, it was Red Sox. Corey Kluber had the fewest walks of any qualified starter last year, with over 164 frames, and MLB's best 1.15 BB 219. So 4 veterans survived a start when the rest of the staff coughed up 5 more. Moreover, when the O's reached the base, they ran freely and recorded 5 thefts. Boston scored 9 runs, so the offense could be legal. But the club especially needs staff who negotiate to adapt to the new rules. By Michael Reeves Sport Reeves Chicago Cubs Marcus Stroman became the first pitcher to breach the field clock, let it run out, and was penalized in a plate appearance against Christian Yelich. Stroman hugged Yelich on foot, but Cubs hurler still escaped the inning unscathed. The main takeaway here was Stroman's first pitcher to have an incorrect pitch count. Managing pitcher workloads has become very important over the past few decades. Can field time finally end our relentless focus on a random 100-step threshold for beginners? Chicago White Sox all marches from Dylan stop were the Hunters' fault from start. The right-handed was beyond the elite last year and finished as an AL Cy Young finalist thanks to an absurd 30.4% strikeout rate. The only thing stopping him from getting the first-place vote was his very high 10.4% walk rate. Well, by now, it's like White Sox ace Houston has racked up 10K and 0 walks against the reigning champions. And they should all thank PitchCom and seek their own pitch, this time with warmate Yasmani Grandal. Cincinnati Reds losing Spencer Steers NL Rookie of the Year trophy. The unnamed freshman bumped into homer on opening day and took 2 walks. The 25-year-old was overlooked as best rookie of year, behind a bunch of young studs in odds, including Francisco Alvarez, who didn't even make Mets roster. That's a little disrespectful. Cleveland Guardians' Andres Gimenez was out of luck. Most of these overreactions are just extra during this season. However, it is clear that Gimenez's new $106 million contract, which runs through 2029, will age like thin milk. Signing a 7-year deal in the days leading up to opening day, and then going 0-3 against the Marines. The pressure of a 9-figure deal in Cleveland weighs on him. Dennis Porry Sports Colorado Rockies CJ Cron hasn't even played a home game yet, and is leading MLB by 2 homers. I think someone told him Petco Park is the Cron zone. The math is simple: 324 dingers are proportional over a full season. But we don't just celebrate it. Cron plays half of his games at Coors Field, and we should include that in our projections. Can it hit 400? Probably still too low. Yes, 500. And the Rockies will still find a way to lose 90 games. Detroit Tigers. If there's one team to light the 0 to 162 joke, it's the Tigers. But most importantly, this year will end very quickly. Thanks to the field time, Detroit baseball fans were able to focus on other things after the team was shut down in a 9-inch game that lasted 2 hours and 14 minutes. As long as the Tigers average under 12 hours, participating in their game is tolerable. Houston Astros. The Astros' string of 10 consecutive opening day victories has ended, tied for MLB record, which could mean only one thing: Megan Thee Stallion must be kept away from Minute Maid Park at all costs. What's more, the Astros' longest-time member, Jose Altuve, was around for the team's last opening day loss in 2012, but stepped aside to start this season. Instead, Mauricio Dubon had a rough 0-3 on his plate. It looks bleak for reigning champs. Kansas City Royals' Salvador Perez was chosen as the captain to sink with the ship. The Royals certainly looked like a minor league team by the Twins pitching team. Perez was one of 2 players, even going 1-4 in the hit column. Hey, at least Zach Greinke hit 4 on the way to 3,000 kilometers. Ezra Shaw. Sport. Los Angeles Angels. Angels are angels abandoned by God. Shohei Ohtani again took the tungsten arm O'Doyle D and landed 10 strikes in 6 indoor hits against a truly unfortunate Athletics lineup. And yet, Halos find themselves under .500 to start the year, and for first time in MLB history a starting pitcher has hit double-digit KS and lost without allowing any run on opening day. It's not even an overreaction. Angels are damned. It's if Arte Moreno signed a deal with Devil that guaranteed a team he owned would have 2 of the greatest players in history, but only as long club sucks. This must be. Los Angeles Dodgers. Max Muncy had a rough season in 2022, but this year looks set for an even worse season. Slugger was the second striker with 5 strikeouts on opening day, and was joined by Ron Karkovis, who managed questionable success in 1996. It would take a lot, including bad practice, for Dodgers to get him out each day, but the Muncy 810 is on pace for strikeout. With how team has dominated league over past decade, it seems fair to maintain an offensive black hole in series throughout year. Miami Marlins. Turning into one of the toughest positions in the sport turned out to be more difficult than initially anticipated. Not only did Jazz Chisholm look terrible on defense in the Central Court, but the young star also went 0-4 on a double-strike plate. After an injury, he was limited to playing only half.